Meanwhile, in Jamaica, the country is still grappling with the effects of the dry season. One of the worst affected areas is the country's capital, Kingston. In a bid to address the water crisis in the corporate area, the NWC, the National Water Commission, has implemented a schedule for water lockoffs. That schedule would see affected areas receiving water on specific days of the week. But it hasn't been smooth sailing. Residents are complaining that the NWC has failed to provide the essential commodity as promised. Corporate Communications Manager at the NWC, Charles Buchanan, says the problem was expected.
We're aware of some complaints from some specific communities, and in fact we had recognized in our release that we issued when we were establishing the schedule, we had indicated that unfortunately there will be some areas that, despite the best efforts and the schedule that we had put in place, may not be able to receive pipe supply simply because of where they are on the network, their elevation, and the time required for the system to charge to get to them. We had hoped that those would be limited.
He says the NWC encountered some additional problems that were not anticipated.
When you have a system and you make all the arrangements to supply, let's say, Zone 8 today, then you end up with power supply problems on the network overnight, or a broken transmission line, that's a 12-inch line that takes water to parts of the network, or you end up with air blockages on the system. It will create some problems for some persons on the system. What we ask is that persons bring those cases to our attention. The field personnel will investigate and will try to respond. But yes, unfortunately, there are some persons who are not consistently receiving their supplies on the days they are expected to.